Ignorance truly is bliss. Because before I became truly aware of just how our leaders have taken this country and its resources, you and I being the most valuable, for a ride, I was thinking I had made it in life. I was out here chilling like a villain. And now, I'm just bitter. It's the 6th episode of your weekly satirical news wrap. Thank you for joining me. The recent scandals involving government squandering of taxpayers' money has left Namibians perplexed and sour. And there is plenty to be sour about. Government has been slipping on the remnants of the country's financial resources for years. And now that there's very little left, the president has the goal to call on the nation to come together, to harambe for a brighter future, whilst too many individuals have ensured that they have pilfered enough to sustain generations of their families for years to come. It just ain't right. And by virtue of being born here, you're going to have to be brave, very brave. Break your back and make sure those taxes keep rolling in. No wonder the discontent. Anywho, the latest scandal revealed that the Social Security Commission is basically government's little piggy bank. They basically siphon money out of you and me, the taxpayer, make a number of investments to grow the fund, and then use the money for whatever purposes government needs at the time. Last year, a whole 11 million Namibian dollars went to the struggle kids. A few weeks ago, another 150 million Namibian dollars was suddenly invested into the foreign-managed SME Bank, and now they've just overpaid a government official working at the Ministry of Works and Transport, who's also a pastor, mind you, for 2 pieces of land, supposedly for their new headquarters. After having already identified and paid 47 million for a site in the city centre for the same purpose. Come on, not whilst Namibians are begging for land, a space to call home. I have had enough. I don't even want to pay taxes anymore, but because I was born here, I just must. But is it now my responsibility to look after the Seno Reds, Nampower, Airports Company, Social Security Commission, SEMAS, Roads Authority, NBC, Transnamib, the ACC, Air Namibia, NAMDEB, the Namibia Diamond Trading Company, NAMPost, the Development Bank of Namibia, the GIPF, the National Youth Service, NIPAM, NUST, UNAM, NAMPA, the NCB, the Youth Council, New Era newspaper, the NBC. You catch my drift? All these public enterprises are funded by our tax. I presented my frustrated self at the offices of the Anti-Corruption Commission and met with Director Paulus Noah and asked him what his commission is going to do about all these cases of alleged corruption.
A lot of what is happening in this country, and this is what the public in general term as corruption, is about mismanagement of resources. That is where Namibia needed to correct itself. If we can just, all of us together, you and me and all of them included, if we can just take a stand and see to it that we do not allow mismanagement, negligence in handling of certain decisions, handling of certain tenders that result into billions and billions of dollars. We do not want public resources to be wasted, not at all. But wastage alone is not really an element for us to conclude that no, Anti-Corruption Commission must investigate a criminal conduct. It must go further than that. Yeah? Because wastage is not the right thing to do. You will agree with me. And that is why even in this constitution, the constitution gives power to administrative bodies to take administrative measures against wrongdoing.
I asked the Legal Assistance Centre what recourse we have as citizens to bring these shady elements in our society to book.
The current legislation that has been in place since 2003 is the Anti-Corruption Act. In terms of the Act, it's pretty wide. Anybody can report to the Commission any suspicious behaviour or conduct. The problem obviously is whether the Commission thinks it's valuable enough. Taking from the past, writing in newspapers and in the media, certain big cases that just dies, the investigation just doesn't get finalized, or it goes to court, but the court procedure just takes forever. I think the fact that impartiality is questionable. Corruption has been at the forefront of a lot of the stories in the newspapers. I think since 2009, 2008. I think the different media coverages have covered different occasions, the Avadet scam, that kind of thing. So it's been coming a long way, and I think With the president raising a few issues here in the beginning of his presidency, people have been rattled a little bit, and now things are coming to the fore, I guess. But a lot of things are being said without any proof. Where there's a smoke, there's a fire, but I wonder if in all instances there is actually a fire.
The bottom line is that we live in a democracy, and it's time that we as citizens acquaint ourselves with the law and follow the due processes. But the residents of Windhoek are not sleeping, and they've made their voices heard. Tea, anyone? Asuntinda wrote, "This is very sad and scary. The Social Security Commission has become Namibia's generous cash cow, where greedy con men line up their wallets for easy money. How on earth can one justify such dubious purchases? There's filthy money exchanging hands here. SSC does not even pay full salaries of women who are on maternity leave, yet it has so many millions to splash around like wedding confetti." Tertius Chalongo posted, "Social Security Commission, your service is very pathetic and embarrassing. No wonder the Commission is ever making headlines in local newspapers. You need to put your house in order or else expect the criticism and more complaints on your way." Kambat Kachiruru posted, "I just want to know the outcome of Minister Gyosta's meeting with those people of SSC. I would like to be in the loop on that my damn self, Kambwa. I've been waiting since Monday for an audience with Minister Leon Gyosta. His PA told me she can't pressure him, Moss. So we wait." The fact that our politicians don't feel as though they are accountable to the citizenry and servants of the public, mind you, is just another source of my miffed state. Guys, our national happiness ratings are being measured by the UN, whose budget Trump plans to trim significantly. And despite all our shebeens, we're not that merry.
There is too much corruption in Namibia. Just check the way we are living, we are working here. Can you see these places? It's at work here like now. So people are coming to build houses here because there is no money for transport, and if they come late, they are going to get warning. So these people are building houses here to come and sleep in. So now the people are telling, okay, these people of our company, they are saying these people must break down these houses. So where should they go?
Unene obenjirara kushabi oluturo baungule rudamba lukahungira kweno obahona betu ete amabezuki yakweta bekula mena pwete obendino ndimunjirare kushabi munjirare kushabi kona kianjo hautoko bandu mabezuku zako nganduku yako biungura bwe ngabionje no bimali babyawo benu.
In order for a company to win a tender, they must satisfy some documents that shows that you can prepare transport for your workers. You have money to operate those diesel for the machines, all those kind of things. Now, how did they win that tender if they don't have money like they are saying? How did they win the tender?
There's a big corruption because how can they let this truck to be on a road without registered? If it was our own cars, they will lock up us.
This government that is now, I'm not happy, not at all. But there's someone who's smiling. The ones that are committing the corruption, they are smiling. They don't sleep with hunger. But you earn a little, you go. Sometimes you don't have even. Okay, for instance, you get a 2,000. Do you think a 2,000 in this nowadays it can reach the whole month? We cannot fight corruption because corruption is in the big people, in ministers, presidents. Isn't it?
They must minimize the foreigners.
Yeah, because you see, they are bringing Chinese people to take the tenders.
Speak English, they can't read, they can't do anything.
So
they are stupid.
How will we fight corruption? Coming from jail. We can't fight corruption here in Namibia.
And it's probably because of these mixed messages we're getting. On one side, we have the whole Harambe coming together thing, and yet we're being inundated with examples of how we're being screwed on the other. Job Amupanda recently publicized a letter in which he basically informed the CEO of the Social Security Commission that he plans to legally contest his forced contribution to the SSC fund, as all of us are. The Social Security Commission's CEO, Milka Mungunda, is currently on leave, and her office couldn't comment on this, but we wish him all the best in those endeavors. Job Amupanda is, however, no longer being tolerated by the powers that be, as was illustrated during a recent incident in Sievendelaan, where the city police arrived at the ungodly hours of the morning to force the owners of newly erected shacks to break them down. The homie Leston produced this clip.
Around 4 o'clock early morning today, we just had the police officer coming here to destroy our shacks. They just find us sleeping with our kids, and our belongings, they are inside. So they just tell us to remove our stuff, and then we don't know where we are going. And they say we must go back where we are come from. We are coming from landing, and then we are tired of rending. I spoke to their legal department. The legal department does not know what they are doing.
Exactly. Thank you.
So I spoke to the councillor also.
Yes.
The councillor does not know what these guys are doing.
Yes.
They don't have a court order.
Yes.
And they themselves, Shikosho admitted to me that it doesn't have a court order.
Yes.
Because if you, what the law says, the squatters proclamation, it says that when there's a bed, you cannot go. It's an inhuman thing.
Well, Amupanda won the day for these evicted families, and the city will now have to find alternative accommodation for them after they spent a night at a local guest house at the city's expense. We all know that the city's slums are growing at an alarming rate, with people flocking to the capital with the hope of making their fortune, and the reality on the ground is quite chilling. Job, with his repositioning movement, has managed to acquire a few plots himself. I asked him a number of times for an interview, and whilst he had just posted to Facebook minutes before, he told me that he was in a meeting. And once I pointed out that he was posting whilst claiming to be in a meeting, he said that he wasn't my child and I shouldn't be disrespectful because he was able to post to Facebook whilst in a meeting. I told him it's cool, I won't bother him again. Another bone of contention are these bototos. They're not playing, and they're becoming more brazen despite the efforts of our security services. Check this goonery out. The homie Isai produced this clip.
Bram Cupito was on his way to pick up a friend when two men pretending to be from the police narcotic unit stopped and robbed him of his cell phone.
I was driving from the direction of Eros, going down this road, Sinclair Road. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I slowed down by that speed bump, and then a white, I believe it was a Mercedes, pulled up next to me, kind of to the side and to the front, blocking my way. And then these two guys jumped out, claimed to be from the police, from the drug squad. They opened the door, one rifled through the glove box, tried to find something which there wasn't. And then the other chap was on my right, opened the door, also looked around to see what he could find. And the only thing that was of value at the time was my phone.
Meanwhile, in Hochland Park, the police apprehended a housebreaking suspect. The homie Joseph produced this clip.
Ephraim Dange has been living in the house for the past year, and he is glad that all the stolen items were recovered.
I'm really thanking them for their efforts, and they must keep it up, and they must push harder in catching up these people, because we don't need such people in our community. They are not making us feel safe anymore.
The 32-year-old suspect did not want to speak to the media.
State-affiliated enterprises continue to sow discontent, with many Namibians having recently expressed their dissatisfaction with internet services from Telecom. From the net, Foebe Amundamba pleaded, "Good morning, everyone. Can someone please help with Telecom's active number? Our Wi-Fi has been off for about 4 days and the number I have goes unanswered." I tried to get that number a few times myself. Celeste Carstens wrote, "For 3 weeks our office lines have been down. Logged the call and no feedback until I called, only to be told a week later that a technician hasn't been assigned to the log." Victoria Ashipala posted, "Once took them 3 months to fix my line. Telecom is really pathetic. I couldn't even connect to Facebook at home and I wasn't going to have that. I hollered at the MD, Theo Klein, and here's what he had to say. I'm still eagerly anticipating the service that was offered to me and the technicians that were going to come out and see just what the problem could be." An article published in a Namibian newspaper that exposed a Buddhist cult at a school for financially challenged children caught our attention recently, and it's a wrap went to check it out. And it was one of the few experiences that gave me a reason to smile. Check this out.
For me, it's something very nice and unique. I'm not saying because I want money or because I'm earning a salary, now I'm happy. I want all Namibian kids to come here. I just feel pity for kids that they're out of the street.
The purpose is the same. Yeah, like it's just to calm down ourselves, right?
The reason they teach Chinese classes because the founder is the Chinese. That's why there's English normal classes like other children in Namibia, but then there's also Chinese classes. Yes, they go through.
JC is also our Chinese teacher in the afternoon.
How many Chinese teachers are here?
What?
They don't come with lunch boxes like kids at home.
Do they eat with chopsticks?
No, they eat with normal
fork
and
spoon.
We were asked in the interview, will you cope without meat?
And how are you coping? How is your life?
But now I'm fine without meat.
Another issue that has me peeved is this disrespect for human life. Baby dumping and over 7,000 abortions. That really makes me sour. Surely no one can dictate to me what I should do with my body, but on the flip side, it's the right to life. This week on Cecilia Says.
You guys are making noise. Can't you see that I'm trying to read here? They're even talking about unsafe abortions reaching 7,000 mark.
Oh my goodness, that's a very bad thing. The Bible said, don't kill. I don't think it's a very good thing.
Our government doesn't want a person to fall pregnant for 9 months and give birth and take this baby and throw in the river banks.
These are trying times, but the carnage on our roads, people, it's not cool. I also had to dodge traffic in this week's insert of The Shift. Dodging traffic and ting to momentarily experience what newspaper vendors go through. Oh, shame. Tell me about this job. What time in the morning do you get up to come here?
In the morning, you wake up on the 4 o'clock. Then you come here, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 12 past 4 or 20 minutes past 4. Then you wait until 5, maybe 5 o'clock. Then the office is open. Then you take the newspaper. Then you come here to sit here. Maybe we start even 6 o'clock. Then we start selling.
And on a good day, how many papers do you sell?
Like me, I only take $50 Namibian. See, one Namibian save $2, 2 cents. Okay, then me, like me, I'm from one newspaper, I'm just taking the 8 cents.
Oh, I see. So that's your profit.
Yeah.
So you get it slightly cheaper there,
yeah,
and then you come and sell it here.
Yeah.
Full price, and you only make 80 cents per paper.
Yes.
So on your big day, what is the biggest money that you've made?
70 to go up until 80.
Oh, in one day?
Yeah.
Shame. And why did you choose to do this job?
There's not. What can I do? Because I don't have a job. I'm trying maybe to help myself. Like that's more money.
And when you have to run up and down here like Frankie Fredericks to be strong,
yeah,
remember the money, you know? It's quite a difficult job, huh?
Yes.
It's not that easy.
It's not easy.
Joy came in the evening with an invitation to the French ambassador's residence, where I enjoyed delectable and sumptuous French Namibian cuisine with their annual celebration of Goutte de France.
Soyez la bienvenue chez nous.
Merci beaucoup.
Oui, oui.
Ambassador, thank you for inviting us once more.
You're very welcome.
Tell me what is exciting and different about this year's event.
It's a promotion also of the local product, and also to promote diversity, common values we share with Namibia. In Paris, asked us to invite VIP people and to show our people who are involved in cooking or in to promote gastronomy or tourism, or just to show an image of Namibia and of France. So we have a chef. He's not French, he's from Namibia. Another one is from South Africa, and they are excellent. And they are going to promote diversity. Of course, there will be French touch, because the French touch is a requirement. For example, wines. We are going to serve wines from France, champagne. And I hope everybody will enjoy, the association between good wines, good food, and good mood.
Excellent, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Let's go meet those chefs. This is where the action's really taking place. It smells incredible. What gastronomic festival are you preparing for this big?
Yeah, this is the first time that I am attending the Coup de France, and obviously it's 2,000 chefs and 2,000 menus in 5 continents. So obviously I am representing for Namibia. And first of all, we have amuse-bouche, that's obviously served with champagne, and then our starter would be grilled goat's cheese, served with tomato and preserved garlic and olives with a yellow pepper sauce. And our main course, it's a choice of 2. It's the lamb, served with potato fondant, or pomme fondant as the French would call it, with roasted vegetables, and jus, which is a French word for gravy. And then the other option is for main course, where people can choose from. It's the catch of the day, which is the king clip.
What do you recommend? As a Namibian, I'm not talking from a French perspective, I'm talking about...
Honestly, I would go for the lamb.
I'm also going to go with the lamb.
Definitely.
Cool.
But yeah, for those that are big on meat, there's the fish option as well. And then our fourth course would be the cheese platter. So it's soft cheeses, local cheeses, that the French also can relate to. It's very French style, but the choice is it's locally made. Also, it's from South Africa, or the cheeses. So with your nuts and your preserves and your crackers, and very French style. And obviously, the French ambassador, she specifically asked for the Nederburg Special 8 Harvest. We've served one evening for her, because Nederburg is one of my personal favorite wine farms. So I thought it's a very sweet, it's like a dessert, and she loved it, and she actually asked if we can serve it on the Coup de France as well. So we served the Nederburg Late Harvest with the cheese platter. And then for dessert, we have French style creme brulee with crystallized rose petals, and with strawberry coulis.
Yum, I can hardly wait.